Hello everyone, welcome to Soul Conscious Tarot. I am Sherry and this is going to be your all signs reading for this week. It's what do you need to know? I basically let the universe tell us whatever it wants to tell us for each and every sign. I don't know what's going to come up. You know, it can be anything under the blue moon. This reading is general and timeless for whenever you find it is when you're meant to find it. I do set the intention, though, that it is to read what's coming up for each sign for this coming week, what they need to know, and we just see what wants to come through. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start with Aries. In Aries, your overall card is the Knight of Wands. And let's see what else we have here. With your center focal point being the King of Cups. Okay. So this tells me that, you know, I'm really picking up on a desire to make something happen. Really picking up on this is a relationship dynamic where things went a little bit south. We have the King of Queen of Cups right here, that pair right there. So this is somebody, you know, also paired with the Two of Cups. So this is a significant connection. This is definitely a romantic relationship of some nature, however that applies to you. And I really feel like there has been there's I think there's a desire here to communicate. I'm feeling like if there's been a spat, I feel like a little bit of non-communication, but not so much like where there's been like this real big ghosting. I'm not picking that up so much as just like almost a little bit of not speaking. Like if you've gotten an argument with someone and you're just kind of mad at them, so you're kind of just not speaking to one another at the moment. Where somebody kind of got a little miffed, and so there's that little bit of distance between us is what I'm really picking up, because I do have, you know, someone trying to figure out like how to fix the problem, how to communicate with each other, you know, to bridge this gap, because we have in this bottom row, we have the Page of Swords, the Hermit, and the Eight of Wands. So that really tells me that someone is trying to figure out, you know, the Hermit trying to use their wisdom to figure out how to communicate, to make this better, to bring this together, to bridge this gap. So that's what I have for you, is that if you're the Aries that is waiting for someone else to fix the problem, they are definitely trying to figure out how to communicate their needs with you. They're trying to communicate. Now I'm really picking up on I'm not going to lie, there's stubbornness, because there's stubbornness here on both of your parts. And the reason I say that is with that King of Cups in the center, as the center card. This is someone that is very discerning in love. You know, the King of Cups has a lot of love, but they don't always show it. They don't always express it. And on either side of this King of Cups, we have the Emperor, which is your card, Aries, and then the Queen of Pentacles. But the way these are, they're looking at each other, but they're almost kind of passively, almost ignoring each other. you know, because that's what I was really picking up on, where they're kind of like doing their own thing. Both of them are doing their own thing. They're kind of looking toward one another, but as they're doing their own thing. And so it's kind of like, I'm just going to sit, they're both seated too. So it's like, I'm just going to sit over here and mind my own business and do my own thing. They can come to me and apologize. And, you know, your person, whoever this is for you, Aries, is doing the same thing. You guys are both kind of just, you know, like they're going to be the one that needs to apologize and make this right. I'm not going to do it. I'm really picking up on that kind of an energy of neither one of you kind of want to be the one to break down and apologize or communicate to bring this back together. I do with that Eight of Wands, though, there is a desire to communicate. But with this Hermit here, I think that, you know, and especially with the Page of Swords, trying to figure out how, you know, it's that thinking. Swords is kind of that mental thinking of how to do it, and using that inner wisdom to trying to figure out the best approach on how to communicate is what I'm really picking up. We're going to go ahead and pull 3 cards here from the universe to see if there's anything else that they want to add to this. Can I get 3 cards, please, for Aries for this week? Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so this is telling me that you guys are focused on the wrong things. Like with this Five of Cups, you know, usually with the Five of Cups, we're focused on the spilt cups, the 3 spilt cups, instead of focusing on the 2 cups that are left upright, which is your, you know, that 2 of Cups. And that's the relationship, that we're not focused on the relationship. We're focused on the things that have been spilt, the arguments, the fights, the things that have gone wrong. And that it's saying that needs to end, because you're kind of at a crossroads. You know, one of you have to kind of give in, and, you know, it's going to take both of you to make this come together, which is, you know, common sense. It's going to take this, you know, putting an end to focusing on the negative and turning your mindset toward the positive on both of your parts, to make this come together and continue forward. And you know, there's definitely, whether this is you or your person, Aries, there is that desire to do that on one of your parts, because of what I said here with the Eight of Wands, the Hermit, and the Page of Swords, is somebody is trying to use their wisdom to figure out how to communicate with the other person. So at least one of you is in that energy of wanting to try and resolve this. I don't know if both of you are, but with these final cards, with Death being here, it's saying that an end, you know, that we need to put an end, you know, to this Five of Cups of looking and focusing on the negative, or what went wrong, or what the other person did kind of energy. Because if you don't, then, you know, you're at a crossroads of, you know, are we going to fix this or are we not, you know? And that's all going to depend on you and your person, on whether, you know, you or them or both of you that's in this Five of Cups. You need to get out of that energy, and focus on the positive and solutions and how you're going to make this come together. That's what I have for you, Aries. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Taurus and get Taurus's message. Thought I had a card flip, but yes, I don't. Okay, hello Taurus. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be your weekly reading for this coming week. It's whatever the universe wants to talk about. I've been calling what you need to know, but it's just whatever the universe wants to bring up and talk to your sign about. So we just see what comes up. What do you have for Taurus this week? What do they need to know? What do you want to talk to Taurus about this week, please? Okay. Okay, so your overall card is the Five of Wands. So there's been some kind of conflict or another. I feel that is almost an obstacle, like something that's been a little bit of a challenge, Taurus, that you're trying to get past and overcome. And I say that because what I was drawn to off the top of my head when I saw this card is this person trying to climb up and out. Like, you know, it's like trying to get to the top, you know, trying to get up there to the top. And find a way up and out. So I'm really picking that up, that there's been obstacles and conflict of some type, and you're trying to overcome those, is what I'm really picking up off of just that single card. We'll see what else comes out in the spread. There we go. There we go. So, it looks like to me, I didn't aim for these to be love readings, but they are kind of coming out that way. I guess the universe wants to talk about relationships this week. This is definitely a relationship for you too. It was for Aries as well, but that's fine. I really, I have a feeling that someone was a little bit promiscuous. I don't know if it was you or your partner, Taurus, that stepped out, really picking up on a third party energy. And so I'm picking up on a Taurus that is trying to decide whether they should stay or go. Whether they should invest more into this or not, whether they should communicate how they feel or not. I do see that, you know, there is a desire here to a little bit of a desire to want to make this work. I hate to say it, but I'm almost picking up on that this could be, you know, it could be you, Taurus, that might have, that feels like you owe your partner an apology. And the reason I'm feeling that is because we have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups here. And so it's like that I'm really seeing and feeling somebody that wants to, you know, like, do something special for your partner to make up for something that happened. And you're trying to communicate that you're trying to leave that behind and you want to move forward in the situation, is what I'm really picking up, especially with that, like I said, with the Five of Wands, I picked up this trying to overcome an obstacle. So I think the obstacle with this Three of Swords, I was really picking up. We've got a couple threes here, and I just am picking up. Not always do I pick up third party with the Three of Swords. I typically don't. So for me to pick it up, I'm just going to go with that. I feel like this was in the past, though. I think this is something that happened and which caused pain and caused some turmoil, conflict in your relationship with this person. And so you're really, Taurus, like I said, I'm feeling like it's you. Roles can always be reversed, but I'm really picking up that you feel like you owe your partner some type of apology. Like you want to take them out and make them feel good and feel better about something you may have done. And you're wanting to kind of restart things. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, it's like wanting to communicate that you want to start something new, that you want to invest in this, and especially you got the Three of Wands here too. So it's like making that decision that, you want to, you may want to fix this, or you may want to try again. But I feel like there's a little bit of energy here that is telling me that you may not be fully sincere about it. Because I still am feeling that promiscuous energy a bit. Yeah. With this Queen of Wands being in the center of the card, I'm really just picking up promiscuity off of that card big time. And so, you may not be completely sincere about this apology. I'm really picking up on an energy of wanting to smooth things over. Just smooth things over. Make things right, smooth things over. But I don't think the root of the problem has been solved. It's that kind of thing, if you don't fix the root problem, the problem's going to happen again. So I think whatever caused this situation to happen in the past, that caused the heartache, that may have led to a third-party situation, I don't think that's been resolved in this situation. I'm going to be honest about that. I'm really picking that up, and because it hasn't been resolved, the root of the problem hasn't been resolved, this apology is not going to be sincere. It may come back around again. This I think that there's going to be, they could lead to more promiscuity in the future, because Taurus, I'm really picking up on that the root problem hasn't been fixed. Okay, so for the final cards from the universe, we have the Ace of Swords, the Star, and the World. So for a new cycle to end, the Star comes after a Tower has happened. And I really feel like whatever happened in the situation where we have this Three of Swords energy, definitely there was a Tower moment at some point here. So the Star is kind of hoping for things to resolve. It's that hope that we can fix something, that we can make things work. But I really feel like with this Ace of Swords, it's what I was saying, that the root problem needs to be fixed for this cycle, for the world is, it's the completion of a cycle. And so I have a feeling that if you want the cycle to begin new and not be repeated, there's going to need to be some truth about what the root problem that caused the problem in the first place needs to be addressed. Like I said, I don't feel like it's been addressed. And until that is resolved, until that is healed and resolved, you're just going to revisit this, is what I really am picking up on, Taurus. So that's what I have for you this week. I hope you resonated with this message. If you did, please feel free to hit that like button down there, and always feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want to get be notified when I post new things. You can always hit that little bell down there as well. I thank you for taking the time to join me. We're going to go ahead and move on to Gemini and see what the universe has for Gemini this week. Okay, Devil energy for Gemini. It's your overall card for the reading. So what do we have? What toxic stuff are we dealing with, Gemini, this week? I can't speak to that card yet. I'm not getting anything specific off of it, so I'm going to need the other cards to help me get a better idea of what that devil is representing. I'll tell you, they are really making me such shuffle today. So Gemini, thank you so much if you're joining me here. Know this message is timeless, so whenever you found it, it's meant for you. Even though I do have the intention that it's for this coming week. Yeah, they really are making me shuffle good. Okay, there I got it. I like it typically when a card flips, that usually tells me the deck is ready. But I didn't get a card that flipped, but I did get a signal that that was the card that was meant to come out. So, okay. Okay, I have a feeling that something ended for you, Gemini, that you weren't expecting to end. Yeah, I'm really picking that up. I think that's where that devil energy is coming in. I think it's obsessive. It's something you're obsessing about. The way something ended is what I'm picking up, because and you're trying to figure out how to move forward from this, because you're sitting in this obsessive toxic energy, obsessing over something that ended, and it's like you don't know how to fix the problem and move forward. It's like I'm really getting this uncertainty right now of really feeling like uneven ground. This was definitely something that that you wanted. With the sun and the Nine of Cups here, it was something that you definitely wanted. But I feel like, you held back. And I think that you spent more time thinking about the situation than communicating in the situation. Is what I feel, Gemini. I think that you kind of overthought things, and that led you to kind of hold back instead of giving to the situation. You were up in your head a little bit too much, and it caused you to hold back a bit because you weren't exactly sure how to express how you felt, is what I'm picking up on. And because you held back on expressing how you felt, you didn't communicate that properly. I'm picking that up because I have the Page of Swords and as your center card, and the Page of Swords is usually trying to figure out how to do something, mentally, like trying to analyze something in your head, trying to think about a solution from a logical standpoint. Trying to, kind of that researcher, find the facts. Some people, talk about it being spying, but spying is just, in a sense, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, both can kind of be a spying energy, depending on what's around it. But it's, the Page of Swords, people can say it's spying because it's researching, it's getting knowledge. Same thing with Page of Pentacles. It's that studying. It's the Page of Pentacles can be like the card of an apprentice, of trying to work toward, getting, the full 10 Pentacles. So it's trying to figure out how to do that. So it's just a different kind of aspect, where you have Pentacles is more in reality of that kind of hard research, where the Page of Swords is more mental. It's more that mental energy, logic energy, trying to analyze and think about a solution to a problem, so to speak. And so I really feel like, especially with you being an air sign Gemini, this is something that you kind of let your overthinking kind of sabotage a little, do a little bit of sabotage, because it kept you held back from expressing how you felt in a situation. And this isn't necessarily, it's not necessarily romantic relationship. This can be any dynamic in your life. You'll have to apply it how it resonates with you, and what fits for your story. But really picking up on, there was something that you overthought, and because you were trying to figure out the best way to go about something, and because you were trying to figure out the best way to go about something, you held back from expressing how you felt. And when you held back, that kind of caused things to end. And so now you're kind of in this energy of I feel like you're trying to figure out how to move toward this again. It's like, how do I change the outcome of the situation? I see this devil as, like I said, you're obsessing about the situation and how to make it work is what I'm really picking up on. But you haven't. I'm really picking up that you're still in that process of obsessively thinking about this, of how you can make it work. And just a note, usually the way energy works is the more we focus on something, that doesn't always pan out to be the best solution. It's usually when we're not thinking about a situation, when we kind of get our minds off of it, that the answer, the solution comes to us. If you think about, like, if you've ever, like, if you're trying to think of the name of an actor or a song or a movie or something like that, you're like, oh, I know that. And the harder you're trying to think about it, you just can't get it. You just can't get your recall to come up. You just can't think of the name in that moment, because you're trying so hard to think, what was that? What was that person? What was that movie called? What was that song called? And you're trying so hard you can't make it happen. But then the moment you forget all about it and you're doing something else, boom, it pops right in your mind. This is the kind of scenario that I'm picking up on for you, Gemini, is that same kind of thing. It's like the clarity is going to come when you get out of this devil energy of obsessing about the situation, overthinking it, obsessing about it. The moment you get out of that is the moment, like, the answer is going to come. The solution's going to come. The way to make this, to transform this, to rebirth this is going to come. And then you're going to be able to move toward, do whatever is right in this situation, because it's going to be different for everyone. And these cards are basically just compounding that same thing, because we have the Ace of Swords with the Eight of Swords and the Page of Wands. So it's you can move passionately towards something once you understand what that is. You can move for that and have that new beginning in truth once you understand what the truth is. But it's going to require getting out of this mental prison that you're in, and taking off that blindfold, getting out of that mental prison of over obsessively thinking about the situation. And like, kind of like that, how I described, it's that kind of scenario where by overthinking, the answer isn't coming to you. So you need to kind of distract yourself, so that you're not thinking about it in the moment. You're not focused on this then the answer is going to come to you, and you're going to understand what you need to do and how to move forward. That truth and clarity is going to come and help you understand the way forward. So that's what I have for you for this week, Gemini. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this video or to my channel. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and move on to Cancer, and Cancer's wanted to pop up real quick. So Cancer, you have 8 of Wands, communication, forward movement, communication. I'm definitely picking up on, passionate communication is what I'm really picking up on that 8 of Wands. What else do we have for Cancer this week to go with this passionate 8 of Wands? Passionate communication. Really feeling a desire to make something happen or express how you feel. I'm really, okay, got it. Ooh, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, really picking up on, you may decide you want to have a new start somewhere else. I'm really picking up on, for the Cancers, this may resonate with, that whatever situation this is for you, it was definitely hard, and I'm really feeling like you're moving on. You're wanting to have a new start, a new beginning, somewhere else. We have the 10 of Wands here. I just realized I have a big crease in that card somehow. We have the 10 of Wands here, which is that burden. And I feel like this is something, you've been contemplating your options. You've been really contemplating your options, looking at different scenarios. If this is, I can't tell, whether this is, I don't have any definitives, cards on the table that tell me whether this is romantic relationship, work related. So I'm going to have to keep this pretty generic, but it's definitely options. So whether you have options in love, whether you have options in jobs, like if this is a work situation, you've been looking at other jobs, going out and applying to different jobs, seeing what your options are, seeing what choices you have. Same thing in love. It's that I'm really picking up on, trying to move away from conflict, that you're tired of the burden of where you're at in this situation, whatever it is for you. It's been hard. It's been a burden. You're ready to get out of conflict. And I think this has been a mental burden for you. It's been something that you're ready to basically take the lessons that you learned from the situation and move forward. I feel like with the wheel being here, that you're spinning that wheel, that you're wanting to move forward. You're wanting to change your luck, change your fortune, change your circumstances. And, with this 3 of Wands, you're on that precipice of, making that decision, that, you kind of made that decision that you're wanting to move in a new direction is what I'm really feeling. And you're wanting to communicate that. So it's like I said, I fell off that 8 of Wands, passionate communication. So it's like really feeling like you need to get something off your chest. Like you really need to tell, whether it be a job, wanting to put in your 2 weeks notice, or to tell somebody how you feel. That's what I'm really picking up for you this week, Cancer. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up with 3 cards from the universe and see what they have for us. or have for you, Cancer. Yeah, so definitely getting that same thing. It's like you're tired of the situation you're in, whatever that is for you. Like I said, there was nothing that discerned or could, that indicated whether this is romantic or job or some other type of situation in your life. There's something you're definitely ready to move on from, ready to take the lessons that you learned from the situation and pack your bags and move on to calmer waters somewhere else. And because you've got this King of Swords coming out here, which really tells me, you're ready to make a change. You know the truth of the situation, and you're ready to make that decision. You said really, really wishing to express how you feel, because I'm talking to, this is definitely for a Cancer that is ready to change something in their life. To go after their Ten of Pentacles. So it's definitely feeling like you realized that this situation wasn't going to bring your Ten of Pentacles. It's because on the other side of this King of Swords, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like with that Five of Pentacles, it's telling me that you feel like you weren't getting what you wanted that was going to lead to that Ten of Pentacles. And you realize that with this King of Swords coming out, that you needed to change something to get toward this Ten of Pentacles. And so I see a Cancer that's looking at options, trying to determine which way they're going to move. They're definitely moving in a different direction, taking charge of their life, making a change that they need to make for themselves to head toward their Ten of Pentacles, kind of turning that wheel on their own accord, making things happen for themselves, and they're ready to express that, is what I'm really picking up for you, Cancer. So that's what I have for you this week. I hope you liked that. If you did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate that if you do, and thank you so much if you took time to watch this reading. We're going to go ahead and move on to Leo and see what Leo needs to know for this week. Hello, Leo. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me this week. I do appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch this. This is what you need to know for this week. It's whatever wants to come up. So you have Leo. It's definitely around a relationship. We have that Two of Cups coming out. And the Two of Cups talks about relationships, but it's a significant relationship. It doesn't always have to be a love relationship. It's just a significant relationship. I mean, you can have a relationship with your job. If you love your job, I mean, you can have it's a relationship. So it doesn't always necessarily have to talk about a person. It's just something that we have a lot of feeling for, that means a lot to us. It's something we have a significant relation that, Cups talks about emotion. So it's just something that we feel deeply about. It's typically, most of the time it's read as a soulmate connection, or a romantic relationship of some type, but it doesn't always have to be. So what do we have to go with this Two of Cups? So I see change coming in this dynamic of this relationship. Not only change, but I see communication. Because I feel like Leo, you have gained your independence, and you've had a lot of options. You have a lot of options, and I see people communicating with you, and so because of that, I see a little bit a little bit, not a lot of conflict around, but I see it as very minor. I see it as very more around the fact that it's like you're trying to determine whether you want to be single or not. A little bit, feeling like there's a decision that needs to be made, but you have choices, and so it's that little bit of a rub of still, because you still haven't kind of made a decision yet on something, is what I'm picking up on. And I feel like there's a little bit of a like a little bit of an energy, like you feel like something might slip out of your grasp or get away if you don't act on it quick enough. And so that's causing the rub, because it's like you want to take the time to make the right decision for you, Leo, but there's like this a little bit of a feeling like it's gonna slip away if you don't act quick, if you don't act quick enough. And so it's kind of a little bit of a self-deception in a way, a little bit. So so that's something to be aware of. What you need to know is just to be cautious of getting in that energy of feeling like, being a little bit self-deceptive, of feeling like something's going to slip away. Know that anything that's meant for us will not pass us by. So when you have that fear, whenever fears come up, that's us and our own stuff that's coming up through fear. So that's kind of that self-deception. We're deceiving ourselves, feeling like something's going to get away from us if we don't act. That fear is just, our ego self, of something that we're perceiving to be true that isn't necessarily true. So that's what I think you need to know, is to be very cautious of that self-deception this week. Okay, I have the Hermit that came out in reverse. I don't typically read reversals, but I do feel, I am kind of feeling a little bit that is reversal. It's coming out of that Hermit mode, and I feel it because, like I said, you feel like you need to take action before something gets away. So you might be trying to come out of that Hermit mode a little bit too quickly, Leo, is why I was feeling a little bit of that reversal. It's to me, it's feedbacking off of this Page of Wands, where feeling like something's going to get away if you don't act quickly. And like I said, that's a kind of a little bit of a self-deceptive energy right now. Yeah, so Two of Pentacles is that, feeling like you need to make a decision now. And I think that's that self-deception, that you don't need to make a decision now. You have the time to figure out what way you want to go, which way you want the wheel to turn, which way you want to head. You have all the time you need, because anything that's meant for you will not pass you by. I think that's really what's coming out here. The important message for you, Leo. Can I get one more card, please? Okay, there. Let's save that one. Okay. So another card that popped out in reverse is interesting. So it's getting out of that. This actually, you have the Five of Wands that came out in these final cards, and you had the Five of Wands in your spread. So whenever whenever there's duplicate cards, it's really compounding that issue. So I really feel like like I said, I was feeling that with that Five of Wands before, that little bit of conflict, but I really feel like it's around the fact of your self-sabotage, where you're initiating or putting this conflict here. And so, you know, I really feel like you're trying to get out of that energy a little bit. That combative energy, but I'm really feeling like you're battling yourself right now, because you feel like you need to make this decision, and you need to come out of that. You know, you need to come out of that. You need to understand that you have the time that you need to figure this out, and make the choice that's right for you. And if this is another person, then there may be communication coming that will help you make a decision that will move forward out, that will help shed some light on the conflict that has gone on, that might help you make that decision. So there's that aspect as well that I'm also feeling and picking up on. So that's what I have for you, Leah. I hope you enjoyed that. If you resonated with it, please feel free to hit that like button. I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I would love to see my channel grow. And I know it's you folks that help that happen. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's see. I think we got Virgo is next. So hello and thank you, Virgo. Thank you for joining me this week. This is what you need to know. So this can be on any topic, any subject, whatever wants to come up. It's almost kind of like a potluck with the universe. On just whatever wants to come up for this week for your sign. Okay, so definitely feeling like this is a relationship dynamic for you, Virgo. You have some interesting cards, or at least somebody. Yeah, okay, so the Lover came out. I was feeling relationship, and then the Lovers pops out to say, yep, you're right. So I'm your overall card is the Nine of Cups. So there's definitely something here you're desiring, wishing for, hoping for. This is Nine of Cups is, to me, it's like that, a little bit of that minor arcana star card. It's that hope, that wish, that, you know, it's before the Ten of Cups. It's that everything that you, when, you know, Ten of Cups is daydreaming, everything that we wish to be fulfilled in our life. So the Nine of Cups is that wish. It's making that wish, that hope, desire for something that leads to that Ten of Cups. And so you have the King and Queen of Cups that came out right next to each other. And I feel like there's a lot of love here between these two people. I'm really feeling that. And that was even before the Lovers card came out for you, Virgo. There's a lot of feelings between you and this significant person. And I feel a lot of desire too, a lot of passion. But unfortunately, there was something that happened that you have the Tower in the middle of your spread. So that tells me, and especially with the Hermit sitting right here next to it and the Moon on the other side of this Tower, that there was some things that were kept secret or just not expressed to one another that caused this Tower moment to happen. And so with this Hermit here, you're reflecting on what happened. And you're trying to discover, you're trying to use your wisdom and trying to discover what happened in this Tower moment and why, trying to bring up to the surface what was hidden, what you didn't see. You're trying to understand that, get a grasp on it, see that, and make it come to light. You're trying to bring that to the surface. I'm feeling that with that Moon and the Hermit is you're trying to shed light on what you didn't see here, what bring that to the surface, what caused that Tower moment that led to this Five of Cups. And Five of Cups is always usually, you know, where we're focused on the things, the negative things instead of the positive things. You know, usually in these situations, there's always the three spilt cups and then the two cups that are upright. And for this one, it's really focusing on those spilt cups and how everything is circling the drain and going down into the drain. And you almost feel like this can't be fixed in a little bit, because you're focusing on and it makes sense that you're focusing on what happened here, because there is that Hermit energy. And I did feel, like I said, it's like with that moon, I felt like you're trying to bring things to the surface, illuminate what happened. And so, you know, you're focused on what happened, and which puts you in that, you know, dwelling on what happened. But you're doing that from not a completely negative place, because you're trying to understand what happened in the situation. You're trying to shed light on it. Virgo is what I'm really picking up on, because this is something that you do desire, and there is a wish here that you're trying to get to come true. So you're trying to shed light on this Tower moment, so that you can have your wish fulfillment. There is hope here. You have hope, and you're trying to figure a way forward. Especially with this Page of Pentacles being down here, you're wanting to find a way to move forward in a more grounded way. So we're going to go ahead and get 3 final cards. See what comes out in these 3 final cards for this week for you, Virgo. If this message resonated with you, please feel free to hit that like button. If you're moved to do so, also subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when I'm publishing stuff. I publish a few different types of readings every week. And then I've just recently added where I'm doing each and every zodiac sign, doing a month overview at the beginning of the month for each sign. Okay. Those 3 cards right there. Okay. I think was there maybe 4 there? Yep, there was 4. I thought I saw a hidden card there. Okay. So we have the eight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Hangman, and the 5 of Swords. So I feel this as a desire, a desire to change things, like to gain a new perspective, to get past. You want to move away from this conflict. You're wanting to move away from self-sabotaging behaviors of not having that mental clarity around the situation, which is why the Hangman is here, because you're trying to gain that new perspective. I felt that because there was the Tower, and I felt that with that Hermit. Like I said, you're trying to bring to the surface, trying to figure out what happened here. So it's trying to get past that kind of that self-sabotage of being up in your head and overthinking the situation a little bit too. With the Eight of Cups here, it's like trying to walk away from any kind of behavior that that possibly could get you in this self-sabotaging behavior of maybe. I'm almost feeling like a little bit of overanalyzing a situation, Virgo. where they're like a little bit of self-deception in a way. I'm almost feeling a little bit of almost overlooking red flags at times. And I think because I'm getting that energy, um, I think, oh, now you're really trying to, with this Hermit and Moon card, you're trying to bring that to light, because I really feel like in the past, there's been, um, you've kind of ignored some red flags. Um, like I said, that self-sabotaging, you've kind of ignored that. And I see you're trying to walk away from that with this Hangman coming here, the Tower, the Hermit, the Moon. You're trying to get past and expose those type of energies, and get past it, move past it, so that you can have a more grounded, stable beginning in this relationship. So that's what I feel like is the message for you, Virgo. Hey, buddy, what you doing? Yeah, he knows he's not supposed to be up here on the table, but he had to come check it out. Okay, so that's what I had for you, Virgo. I hope that resonated with you. If you did, like I said, go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this message. I appreciate you so much. Okay. I appreciate everyone that takes time for these to watch these readings. I think I should have probably gotten a little more sleep last night. I stayed up way too late. And I am feeling it. If you can't tell it, I am definitely, you probably can tell it in my energy. Okay, so who do we have? Libra. Hello, Libra. Thank you for joining us. This is what do you need to know for this week. Sorry, I just rambled on a little bit there. Okay. Okay, that didn't feel right. So I hope, Libra, wherever you are in the world, you're having a good week. This is going to be whatever wants to come up that the universe wants to talk about for this week for you, Libra. It's going to be, it's kind of a potluck message. I don't know what's going to come up. I just let what come up. It's not necessarily centered around any topic in general. It's just whatever comes through, whatever I channel and kind of comes through on the cards. So, so it looks like to me, Libra, I'm almost getting a similar message for you that I got for Cancer. It's almost a little bit similar. I don't know if you have Cancer in your chart or not, but definitely picking up on some similarities in this reading. But you have your overall card is the Ace of Wands. So wanting a passionate new beginning. And I definitely see with Three of Wands being the focal card of your spread here, it's that, that you've made a decision to have a passionate new beginning somewhere. Now, I do see you having options and choices. So I see you as this week maybe making a decision where you want, in what direction you want to have this new start, and making the communication to do so with whomever is significant. I see with the Emperor here, you taking action, especially on, with it clarifying this Three of Wands. It's taking action on a decision that you've made. You've had choices, but I see a Libra that is making that decision to take action toward a direction, communicate that, and as well, move toward that in a stable present that offer, that new beginning, from a place of stability. Even though it's a passionate new start, it's something that you're passionate about, but you're approaching it in a more grounded, stable way with that Page of Pentacles, because it's something that you feel is, that can lead to your Ten of Pentacles, which is that kind of happily ever after in the reality. Pentacles is your physical, tangible stuff, tangible reality, that everything that you want and desire, but in a tangible sense. Now I'm not gonna lie, you do have cards here of overthinking. I think that there is the possibility here, Libra, of you getting in your own way. You might overthink this, and that could prevent you from taking action. The desire is definitely here to have a new beginning, but there is some overthinking going on. There is a little bit of a mental prison about making this decision. But I do see the desire to make this decision and move forward and take action on it is definitely prevalent in this spread. But there is that little bit of caution that you possibly could overthink this, that you could doubt yourself. I'm picking up doubt, that you could doubt that you're making the right decision, and that could cause some issues. So keep that in mind, Libra. Okay, and your final cards. So, interesting enough, so this is getting out of your own way. Yeah, so it's basically, this is saying, if you want the happiness that you're desiring, then you need to not focus on what you're missing out on, and not get in your own way. Like I kind of was talking about with this Eight of Swords, like you may talk yourself out of this, and I'm picking this up as there's self-doubt. There's self-doubt of whether you're making the right decision or not. And so you need to have that confidence of the Emperor, to take action in the direction that you want for your happiness, and not self-doubt yourself, because if you have that self-doubt, you may miss out on an opportunity, because you're going to your focus is going to be elsewhere instead of on the direction that you want to go. So that's what I have for you, Libra. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. I hope that you like that message. If you do, feel free to hit that like button for me, so you can share your energy with me, and also let me know. Feel free to comment down below and let me know if this resonated with you, or if you want to add anything to it. Let me know what your situation is. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much, Libra. Thank you for joining me. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you're going to figure out what you need to know this week, what messages for you. So the wheel is your overall energy. That can be the wheel spinning up or the wheel spinning down. It turns in 180 degrees because it is change of some type. Now, whether it's change for the better or for the worse, we don't know yet. So we'll have to figure that out once we get this spread. I am picking up that it might be for the better a little bit, is what, if I go with what I'm feeling. So I feel this, yeah, okay, it's just confirming what I'm feeling, picking up on. So I'm really picking up on, Scorpio, this is you wanting to move past behavior that you have. You're wanting to change the way, because something, I feel like something from your past. I think something came up during Mercury retrograde. We're heading into the end of Mercury retrograde, and I think during this Mercury retrograde period, Scorpio, something came up for you, that really had you up in your head. You were really overthinking something, really, really, just turning it over, and there was a point that you decided, that you needed to just chuck this. You just needed to move forward. You were like, I learned my lesson. I'm going to get the heck out of here. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to end this. I'm going to end this upset, like this being up in my head, like this mental prison that you put yourself in. I really feel like you're ending that, Scorpio, that you're wanting to I think you were your own worst enemy here, is what I feel like. That you were the one that put yourself in this place, that you created this mental anguish for yourself, because you just, I think you had regrets over something, and you didn't know why something happened. And so during this Mercury retrograde, you were revisiting that and rehashing what happened. I'm really picking that up on, like, I'm almost getting a record skipping in my mind. I'm seeing like a record skipping and playing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And so I feel like that was you. You were playing over something that happened over and over again in your mind, and you finally decided to move past that. You ended that behavior, realized that, you needed to do something different for yourself. You needed to release yourself from that, so that you could get back out there and start collaborating and working with people. I feel like you're ready to put yourself back out there, is what I'm going to say, Scorpio. You're tired of being, feeling this way, being this way. So you've decided you're ending this behavior. You're ending this, you're tired of this being on repeat in your mind. You have tried to figure out what happened in this situation, what could have changed, what could have been different, and you're just realizing that, kind of like whatever happened, it was meant to happen, and I'm just gonna let it go and move on. Is the Scorpios I'm talking about? This is Scorpios that are ready to put that baggage down, ready to put that down, and not focus on what could have, should have, would have happened, and move forward into the future, into the present and the future, and kind of put the past behind them and move forward and get ready to put yourself back out there, is what I'm really picking up on, Scorpio. So we'll get 3 final cards from the universe, see, to wrap this up, see what they have as final messages. Okay, that's what they want. Yeah, so, okay, so yeah, you have lots of options that you're not seeing, Scorpio, because, your ships are coming in, but it's when when you get out of this energy, you have a lot of options and choices that are surrounding you, but you're not seeing them because you've been in this energy. And I think you're starting to realize that. I think you're starting to realize you have options and opportunities that are available to you, which is why I said, I feel like this is a Scorpio that's ready to get back out there, and move forward and leave the past in the past. And that doesn't mean that you leave the situation and person permanently in the past. It's you dropping whatever happened and moving forward in a new energy, in a new way of wanting to put yourself back out there and not just hash this over and over again anymore. You're setting that down. You're choosing to focus on what is positive and good in your life instead of the missed opportunities of things that, woulda, coulda, shoulda happened. You're wanting to put yourself out there and move toward the other options that you have out there to see what your possibilities are. What new and great possibilities that you have, which could be, it could be reconnecting to whatever this is in your past, in a different way, because it is about putting yourself out there and letting bygones be bygones and just moving forward. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. If that resonated, please go ahead and hit that like button and comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for taking time to join me this week. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that reading too, because it helped pick my energy up a little bit. I have definitely I stayed up a little bit too late and I'm dragging a little bit, and I think it's probably reflecting in my energy I'm expressing in these readings. So thank you so much for joining me. Oh, wow. Okay. It's too many cards. Okay, so I think Sagittarius is next. Yeah, I think Sagittarius is next. I do wish that and hope that I do get, at some point, get enough subscribers that I can start doing live readings. I'm actually looking forward to that because I think that it would help my energy level and my readings if I could interact with people while I'm doing the readings. I think that could help a little bit with my energy and my messages. So Sagittarius, this is what you need to know for this coming week. We're just, it's kind of a little bit of a potluck. It's whatever wants to come up and come through. I just leave it completely open. I hope you're having a really good, wonderful day, and I hope you have a good week this week too. And I hope your weekend is as beautiful as mine. Our weather here is absolutely great this weekend as I'm doing these readings. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so your overall Sagittarius, your overall energy is the Page of Pentacles. So we'll see how that plays out with the other cards. I'm really getting that student learning card, like trying to learn something. Really picking that up strongly off of that card of wanting to I feel like you're really picking up, you're wanting to make a change in your life, Sagittarius, and I think you're wanting to I'm really picking up on learning something new or learning a new way to do something. With your Page of Pentacles being your overall energy, and then the High Priestess being the center of your spread. Come on, that's like studying and figuring out on steroids what you want to do. Like, this is like using your intuition to determine which way you want to go, almost like letting your soul lead you in the direction you feel is right for you. And with that, you're understanding that you have both the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. You need to learn something. And if this is a relationship, it most certainly could be. I'm seeing it in a more general sense, but if this is a romantic relationship and a partner you're thinking about in that aspect, this is definitely, trying to learn about them and whether it be spying, trying to get learn everything you can about the person, so that you can build the relationship in a grounded way. With this Ace of Pentacles here, this is that really strong, grounded new beginning, to make things happen in a grounded way. It's slow. It's building things up brick by brick. So it could, if this is a relationship for you, it's you're using your intuition to really understand your partner, really take that time to build that solid foundation between you and that person. But I really feel like this is in life in general for you, Sagittarius. It's like there's some direction that you need to, that you've realized something you need to change in your world, that you need to change, and your intuition is leading you in a direction, and so you're really trying to learn everything that you can, to go in this direction, to have success, have victory, even though this can be a short-term victory. Small victories can lead to bigger victories. So just keep that in mind, especially with the Nine of Pentacles sitting here, which, it's that independence. It's that, knowing what you want and what you need in your life, and walking away from anything that isn't what's right for you. I'm really picking up on, this is a Sagittarius. If this resonates with you, you're heading in a really good direction, especially with the Nine of Cups being here. Sweetie, you're not supposed to be up here on my table. You know that, don't you? You're not supposed to be up here. I'm trying to do a reading. Sorry, he knows he's not supposed to be up here. He's not feeling well, and case in point, he just snotted all over my cards. He's got a runny nose and he's not feeling well, so he's wanting lots of mom's attention. So we're having a little bit of difficulty with him. So I do apologize, Sagittarius, and I'm really hoping he didn't break that crystal. It was a very expensive crystal. It's actually my wand. I used to channel energy, so that is not. I'm hoping that's not broken, which I'll check after your reading here. So, where was I? Okay, so Sagittarius, this is definitely you walking away from anything that isn't going to lead toward your stability, your happily, this independence of knowing your worth. Like, your worth, Sagittarius. You know what you want, and you're going after it. You're getting I don't feel action yet. I feel like that for Sagittarius is that this resonate with, that you're figuring out. You're figuring out where you want to go, which direction you want to go with that Page of Pentacles and Page of Swords. Like I said, I really feel like off the bat, it was trying to learn more about something, really trying to assess and learn what you need to know to move in the direction that you want to move in. And even here, like with these final cards, it's like trying to decide what direction to move in. You've got the Hermit here, trying to use your inner wisdom to determine which direction to go and what to move in. Now, I do have the Seven of Wands coming out, but I feel like this is defending your position, Sagittarius. I'm really picking up on it's just trying to defend your position and trying to come from a place like a place of authority. It's that standing your ground, making that firm decision. Like you're at this crossroads, but you're using your intuition to make a grounded decision. That's what's best and right for you, is what I'm really picking up on, Sagittarius. So that's what I have for you this week. And I do apologize for my cat interrupting the reading a little bit there. I I kind of feel bad, like I said, because he is not feeling well, but every time he's been up on this table, he does end up breaking things, and he knows he's not supposed to be up here, but he does. He's up here because he doesn't feel well. His nose is runny. I think he's had some allergy issues with the crazy weather we've had, so I apologize for that, Sagittarius. Okay. So Capricorn is next. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for joining us. If you're joining us, thank you so much. I appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me. And I hope that if this message ends up resonating with you, you decide to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I do have a few different readings I do every week. I do a love vibes and the soul weather forecast, and then this all signs video I do every single week. And then I've just recently started doing monthly overviews for each zodiac sign, and those will actually be published here very soon. I think they're going to be published on the 31st, right before the beginning of June for this month of June. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to go check those out once they're published this coming week. So what do we have for Capricorn? What do you want to talk to them about? What do they need to know? This is a potluck reading. It's whatever wants to come through and come up for your sign. It can be anything under the blue moon that the universe wants to bring up. What does Capricorn need to know for this week? What's the message for Capricorn for this week, please? They're really making me shuffle. There we go. Okay. Okay, so first off, Capricorn, I'm really feeling anxiety. I'm physically shaking right now. My hands are trembling, shaking. They're aching, shaking, and I'm feeling some anxiety just from the card, like trying to pull the cards. So Capricorn, you might have some anxiety over something. With the Lovers popping out here, it might be it may be a relationship dynamic. I see it as you're wanting to work on something. I'm picking up tons of anxiety. Okay. You're wanting to work on something that you're hoping is going to lead to something that's stable in this relationship. You're wanting this relationship to kind of move to the next level, to be more long-term. Now, I am going to say you do have the King and Queen of Wands here. Your overall energy came out as the Queen of Wands. And so if this is your partner, this relationship might be based it might be a more sexual-based connection. And you're wanting to move it out of that phase. If this was a casual sex relationship, you're hoping or wanting to get out of that and make it a little more grounded, a little more stable. Because I feel like right now it's kind of it's causing you anxiety. I'm feeling that anxiety. You're wanting things to change because you're wanting the center of your spread is this Ten of Pentacles, which is having something more grounded. It's that stability. It's something tangible. You're wanting something more tangible in this relationship dynamic. But it has this relationship right now, I feel like it has caused you a lot of doubt. I think it's knocked down your self-worth, Capricorn, in a little bit of a way, where you feel like you're feeling almost like abandoned because there's this person only wants to come around for sex. And so it's like, there's this part of you that wants to change that dynamic. You want to work on this and make it something other than just a sexual based relationship, but it's not happening. And it's like I almost feel like I said, I really feel tons of anxiety. Like you just don't know how to make this happen. It's really almost knocking your self-worth down. It's like making you have self-doubt, making you have some self-worth issues, really getting you kind of like not sure which way, what to do to make this happen. It's what I'm really picking up on. Yeah, you're wanting to move in a way, you're wanting to change this dynamic, you're wanting to approach this from with this Knight of Pentacles, you're wanting to approach this and make it more practical. You're wanting to build that foundation with this person. That you're desiring that with that 10 of Cups there. That's your wish and your dream. That's, you're longing to bring that wish and dream into reality with this 10 of Cups here and the 10 of Pentacles in the center of your spread. That's your desire, is to bring this more into a grounded relationship that's more solid. But it's like there's a fear there, and I feel like it's because this person has really knocked down or knocked your confidence off a little bit. Like you're not confident whether you can make this happen or not, because we have the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. So it's this energy of this person I'm really picking up self-worth, self-doubt, kind of things, like brought up insecurities in you, Capricorn. And so you're trying to figure out, you're longing for this to happen, but you haven't figured out how yet. You haven't figured out how, and so that's what I have for you this week. Is you're really going to be trying to you're going to be trying to figure out how to make this happen, how you can make this approach. I really feel like you're kind of at a crossroads of whether you want to set this down or not, because I do see that you want to work on this, but you're not sure how to. And so I almost feel like there's a part of you, like I said, I really feel this anxiety of like you're afraid you can't, it's not going to happen. There's like big fear around it not going to happen. And which is a self-sabotage. You're almost self-sabotaging it. So that's putting you kind of at a crossroads, because you're like, you're wanting to move forward, but you can't really let go either, because you don't have the confidence yet to do that. I really feel like, let me go ahead, because I really feel like I think I need a couple more cards, because I really feel like you need some advice on this. I'm really feeling like there needs to be advice on this, because I'm really feeling like, your confidence is knocked down a peg, Capricorn, and you're not sure what to do. That's what I'm really feeling for you right now, is you're not sure what to do. Like I said, really picking up on a ton of anxiety. Like I'm like shaking, and I've had no caffeine or anything. So I'm like really shaky. And so I'm guessing I'm picking up on someone's energy. So it's got a lot of anxiety right now. And I'm sorry if this is you and resonating for you, because I am shaking and I have a pit in my stomach. I can feel like my stomach is sinking. It doesn't feel very pleasant at all. So if this is resonating with you, you're having a very difficult time, for sure, trying to get past this, of trying to get back, get your footing again. This person has definitely put a lot of self-doubt in you, and that's unfortunate. But no, you have the power to change your situation. You just have to believe in yourself. You can get past this. No, you can get past this. Don't let somebody dictate what your self-worth is. If they don't value you and respect you, they may not be the right person for you. Especially if they're damaging your self-worth and making you feel like you're lesser than you are. Those are not the type of people we need to surround ourselves with. That's something that we need to learn the lesson and walk away from, and move toward the people and places that do give us that value us and respect us. If this is you, Capricorn, I'm really feeling like someone may have needed to hear that. So again, it's like you have a decision to make. You have the ability. You're definitely at a crossroads, Capricorn, in your life. I feel like this is a big crossroads. This is a decision you have to make. This is coming out with the Lovers here, and now the Two of Cups. This potentially could be a significant partner, a twin flame, a soulmate, somebody that has triggered you in some way. And so the advice it's giving you here is that, the Magician, you have the power, you have all the tools you need to make the decision. You have the power to make this decision. You're at a crossroads. It's time for you to decide whether you want to stay or go. Whether I'm really picking up on, you need to understand that you have the ability to choose. Because I'm feeling like this Capricorn that this is speaking to, or the Capricorns this is speaking to, their self-worth has been damaged, and they don't believe in themselves, that they don't have the confidence to take charge of their life and move forward. Like they don't believe that they can make things happen. And this advice is, with the Magician coming out, is saying you do have the power to make this happen. You do have the power to change your circumstance. You do have, you need to move on to where you're valued. And you have the decision to make. You're at a crossroads. Are you going to stand up for yourself in this relationship, and what you deserve for yourself? Are you going to return to this and continue this cycle that's definitely causing you a lot of anxiety, with someone that isn't appreciating you right now, that doesn't see your value and worth, that has even knocked down your self-value, knocked your own self-worth down, your own self-image down, where it's made you a bit insecure? Do you want to stay in this, or are you gonna, do you want to take this Magician card and the advice of this Magician card and say, understand that you have the ability to walk away from this, learn the lessons from this situation, understand that um, there are people out there that will value you and respect you, Capricorn, for who you are, and move and gravitate in that direction, or stay where you have all this anxiety and fear and doubt. um, you're definitely at a crossroads here. And I can see why there is so much anxiety, because it can be very, very, very hard when you're, although we don't have necessarily a lot of cards of pain, this Five of Pentacles can talk about pain and abandonment, for sure, or feeling left out in the cold, so to speak. And I see, as we started this reading, like I said, Capricorn, you're desiring to make this work and make this more grounded. You're wanting this to not be just a sexual connection. You're hoping there's more there than the superficial, than the superficial. You're wanting to make this relationship more grounded, but you have to decide, is this really worth it to you? And the universe is saying you have the power to decide. This is your decision to make. Do you really want this or not? Do you really want to work on this with this person that maybe doesn't value you? Or do you want to move in a different direction, move on from the strain of this relationship, the anxiety of this situation, and start somewhere else, and work on something somewhere else? But for the Capricorns I'm looking at, they're focused on this relationship that has been superficial in the past. It's been at the surface level. The saint can't seem to get past the surface level, which is damaging your self-esteem. It's really taking a toll on your self-esteem. And that's not necessarily a place that we want to be. But we all have, relationships happen for a reason, and they're to teach us stuff. So, every experience we ever experience is a learning experience. And so it's whether you feel like you're ready, to move on. And when you're ready, you will, and you do have, the universe is saying with this Magician card, you do have the power, to overcome this and make this decision, and do what is right and best for you. And you will make that decision when you're ready to do so. You will move on to calmer waters, and learn the lessons that you need to learn from the situation when you're ready to learn them. Okay, and that was a bit lengthy, Capricorn. That was very lengthy. If you resonated with that message and you like, please feel free to like or comment down below. Let me know what you thought of that message. It was a little bit longer than I like to do. I didn't expect that to go that long. It kind of went in a different direction, but I definitely felt like some advice was needed with that, because I don't normally feel things to that extreme. So I really felt that there was a Capricorn out there that was struggling. I was definitely picking up on that anxiety. So I do feel for you, and I wanted to give you a little bit more advice than just the basic message. And I hope that helped you out, if that resonated with you and you needed that little bit of extra, to tell you can do it. You can, you can make the decision. It's yours to make. Whatever you want to do, have the confidence to do it. You do have the ability. You have a lot of self-worth, a lot of self-value. Believe in yourself. No, don't let anyone knock your self-esteem down. Don't let anyone take that power from you, that ability to understand your worth. You never let anyone knock your self-respect down for yourself. There are plenty of people out there that will value you, for who you are. without needing to change for somebody, for sure. Okay, that was Capricorn. That was very lengthy. Go ahead. I think I'm gonna. I think I need a minute. I pulled your card, Aquarius, while I was finishing up Capricorn's read. So if you want to see me shuffling, you can go ahead and rewind. I need a minute. Capricorn's reading was a bit, took a bit out of me. I need to take a second to get out of that energy. So give me just a minute here to collect myself, so that I can focus on your reading. But your overall energy, and I hope we don't add to that from Capricorn's. Capricorn's reading was pretty heavy, but you start yours out, Aquarius, with the 9 of Swords. So I'm really getting sleepless nights. Like, what are you dreaming about? What's keeping you up at night, Aquarius? Oh, what are you obsessing? Oh, man. Okay, who are you obsessing over? Who are you obsessing over, Aquarius? Wow, okay. Yeah, you've got some powerful cards here, Aquarius. Whew. Okay, I thought I was going to get past. You might have a heavy reading just like Capricorn did, Aquarius. You have some interesting enough. I got this card. Okay, so I was using the Light Seer's deck for the spread, and I do the final cards from the universe with the Gilded Tarot. Well, oddly enough, and I don't know when this happened, but this Devil card is from the Gilded Tarot from a different deck, and it's the center of your spread. That there's no coincidences. Things happen for a reason. So that Devil card is telling me it's very significant, considering that it somehow got in the wrong deck, and I didn't even notice it, because that Devil card hasn't came out for, I don't even think it's came out in any of the spreads or readings today that I've done for any signs that I can think of offhand. So that has been in this deck and I've been shuffling and shuffling and shuffling through all these signs, and we're almost at the end of the zodiac here. And that's been in this deck this whole time and never came out or never showed itself until you're reading, and it is the center focal point of your spread. So that I'm taking that as a extremely significant sign here, Aquarius, of something that is definitely keeping you up and plaguing you. With this 9 of Swords being your overall energy and the Devil being your center focal point, it looks like to me that you really tried to work on something in the past that just led to a lot of pain and disappointment, and this could be just something even recent. I'm picking up on this could be just recently, like you may have tried again with somebody and it led to pain and disappointment, and that's got you up at night. Like I feel like I'm almost feeling a little bit of dark night of the soul, a little bit. Like I'm really feeling someone that is just really upset about what happened. Like there's so much pain here, and you're really feeling that pain, and so it's really like plaguing you about the situation. And I'm really feeling like it's taking you a lot of strength to try and move on and past this. I do see, with this Death card here, that the situation has ended, and I think the pain came out of the back of this, the ending that happened. because it was something that you were working on, you know, a relationship or something you were working on. I don't know that necessarily this is I'm not going to say this is, I'm going to keep this in the romantic relationship box, because I'm picking up on this could be anything in your life, Aquarius. There was something that you were working on that you desired, that you that made you happy, that ended. And because it ended, you're now in this pain that is, it's really just killing you. It's like almost like that, driving you to drink. I'm not going to say that it is literally driving you to drink, but it's that kind of a feeling where it's really, really, really got to you. It really just put a knife in your heart, caused you a lot of pain that this ended, whatever ended, and it's taking you a lot of strength to move forward and have a new beginning somewhere else. That's what I'm really picking up on. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and you know what, I am being called, interesting enough, I'm going to clarify this devil. And because I usually pull the final cards at the end from the final messages with the Gilded tarot, but since this came out, this devil came out, interesting enough, as your center card, which is I'm going to use the witches to clarify this devil, because I feel like this devil needs to be clarified because it's so significant. So I have the Knight of Swords came out, but it came out in reverse. What else do we have with this devil? Can we clarify this devil, please? One more card, please. Okay. Okay. So all swords here. So this devil is all swords, and your overall card was the Nine of Swords. So Aquarius, this was you getting in your own head. This is you. I'm gonna say that it with the Knight of Swords being reversed, that you didn't take action quick enough on something, that you had a choice to make. There was a decision that needed to be made there, but you were indecisive about it. Because you were too much up in your head, you self-sabotaged the situation, because I have all swords here clarifying this devil, which is the center of your spreads, on your overarching card being the Nine of Swords. So this was almost, I think you're realizing that you self-sabotaged this situation for yourself, which is what led to this pain. And you're really trying to overcome, get the strength up to overcome this ending that happened for you. I think that with that Nine of Swords that what's keeping you up at night and what's plaguing you is that you self-sabotage this, and that's plaguing you and why you're needing the strength. So you have, oddly enough, keep having to look to see if my cards are upside down, because cards are coming out occasionally in reverse. So you have the Eight of Cups in reverse. So it's, that new beginning, the beginning that you were hoping for didn't happen. So you're, and because of that, because the new beginning that you were hoping for didn't happen, it's, you have the Five of Swords again, which, I'm sorry, that's a Four of Swords. I was thinking that was the Five of Swords. You have the Four of Swords on that devil. You have the Five of Swords and the Ten of Wands, and then the Ace of Cups in reverse. So so it's like you were hoping that this new beginning was going to happen, and it didn't. It was a burden. You were hoping that it was going to be, it was going to lead to something successful, something that was going to make you happy, but instead it was a burden, because you had some doubts and reservations, which led you to get up in your head, overthink the situation, not make a decision. I think that you held back because you were up in your head, and self-sabotage the situation. And so now, that's you caused yourself this pain. Something ended, you caused yourself this pain, Aquarius, and now you're trying to gather the strength to move forward, to having passionate new beginnings somewhere else. Because this didn't happen. It ended, and that opportunity ended. So you're trying to, get the strength to move on to a new beginning. Whether this is a new beginning in the same situation or a new situation, that's for you to decide. That's going to be different for every Aquarius out there. So I am going to say, since I almost kind of slipped and said Capricorn there, you may, especially the way that Capricorn reading there, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, or if you have Capricorn in your chart as well as in a significant placement, you might want to watch that Capricorn reading too. I think that there might be something in there that you need to hear. I'm just going to put that out there for you, Aquarius. So that's what I have for you. I hope that message resonated with you. If it did, feel free to hit that like button or comment down below. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel or hit that notification button to know when I'm posting stuff. I do a few different readings each and every week. And also I do an overview for each sign for the month. So that was your reading, Aquarius. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Pisces. Hello, Pisces, and thank you for joining me this week. I appreciate you taking time to join me. Thank you so much. Okay, so you're doing you're healing from something, or reflecting on something. What does Pisces need to know this week? What are they healing from? So I think that you're just taking some time for yourself, Pisces. I think that you're just taking some time. I think I really am picking up on someone that is looking back over things like that have happened in a situation, in some circumstance in their life. It could be any point in your life, but I really feel like the Pisces that this will resonate with are doing some self-reflection and trying to, I think, figure out how to change some aspects, some dynamics of themselves a little bit. I really feel like you're trying to change something about yourself. And I feel part of this is how much you give. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles here, it's how much you give toward things. Knight of Pentacles can be, it's the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's very, very slow in coming. It's slow and steady. It's almost like a turtle, it's slow and steady. And so, but it's grounded in stability. It's slow and steady, and practical. And then with the Six of Pentacles here, it's like you're you're looking at how much you know you give towards situations, um, that it may be that sometimes you're slow in reciprocating to people, or things in your life, and so you're trying to gain a perspective on this. I see you looking and evaluating, um, that dynamic of how much you give, and how much you give and when you give it, um, is what I'm seeing. And then it's also, wanting to change this about yourself. Seeing, um, you have the King of Swords here, which the King of Swords, holds that sword of truth, that it's that clarity of, the King of Swords has that clarity and knowledge of what they need to do and what they need to take action on. Um, it's that mental clarity, but you have that sitting right next to the Eight of Swords. So I see that, you have Pisces. This is a time where you're manifesting that clarity of mind, that clarity of how do I do this, especially with the Ace of Swords here as well. It's like you're manifesting that clarity, mental clarity for yourself in what direction to go and how much time and resources to invest in situations, in general in your life. That's what I had for you, Pisces. We're going to pull 3 final cards. So we have the Five of Cups. What do we have with that Five of Cups? The Six of Swords. So I really feel like this is you, like I said, wanting to move past. I really felt with this Four of Swords, healing, self-care, that you're self-reflecting. I really got self-reflecting off of that card, that Four of Swords. And then I feel like with these final cards, we need one more card, but it's really, it's that energy of wanting to move past that. Like I said, I really felt that, you're using your power to manifest something different, that clarity that you need. And you have the Temperance coming out here. So it's just time, it's just going to take time to get that clarity that you desire of which direction to go, of where to move forward, where to invest your time and energy, and how much to give your time and energy. You're learning from this. I get that with the Six of Swords is really telling me you're learning your lessons, because that Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters. It's taking the lessons that we have learned. It's taking those swords with us and moving forward. And so we've learned something out of this. We're either taking that baggage with us, but with this Four of Swords here, I really see that you're gaining, you're self-reflecting to learn the lessons from this, and manifesting that clarity that you seek to move forward into something more positive. And I also feel with this Temperance card, not only is this going to take some time and patience, but I also am feeling like, your guides and angels around you are trying to help you get that clarity that you need. This is, the Ace of Swords is Archangel Michael's sword. So it's definitely gaining, you do have, your guides, your angels, whatever, you however you look at things, of the things bigger than you, whether that be, you know, if you follow the more Abrahamic religions and you believe in angels and archangels, you know, it's angels surrounding you, trying to help you in this matter, or guides, ancestors, anything spiritual beyond us in nature. It's that energy that's trying to assist you in gaining that clarity that you seek. They've heard your call, that you're self-reflecting, and they've heard your call, this manifestation of trying to manifest this clarity for yourself, and they are trying to help you heal and move into that clarity and move on to calmer waters, and get out of this mental prison that you were in for a little bit there, that's got you self-reflecting. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. I wish you the very best. I hope you have a wonderful, great week. Thank you so much. Joy, love, and light. Have a great day.